Just now. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Is my voice is clear to all of you guys? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. All right. Good evening, guys. Come this side. All right. Come this side. Hmm. No? Come, no problem. Okay. Then if possible, come forward, ma. So why you are unnecessarily wasting our resources, no? Hmm? Right. Hmm. Right, yes. Now let's understand the point here. What we understand there in the last session, in the last class, just we have seen Java features, all Java features part here we understood there. Now today we are going to understand Java naming conventions. Java naming conventions. Okay. All right, sir. What exactly the meaning of the Java naming conventions? No, observe carefully. Java is a case-sensitive programming language. Java is what there? A case-sensitive programming language. What is the meaning of case-sensitive programming language now? Where in Java applications, there is a separate recognition for lowercase letters and uppercase letters. In Java applications, there is a separate recognition for lowercase letters and uppercase letters. But to use where to use lowercase letters and where to use uppercase letters, Java has given a set of rules and regulations. Guys, observe carefully what I'm telling there. So tell me, what is the first point I said to you? Java is a case-sensitive programming language. What is the meaning of this case-sensitive? No, wherein Java applications there is a separate recognition for lowercase letters and for uppercase letters. Right. That means here, what I am telling there, small ABC is not equals to capital ABC. Am I right or not? Small ABC is not equals to capital ABC. Understand it clearly. Good. Now the point is what I am telling to you. To use lowercase letters and uppercase letters, to use lowercase letters and uppercase letters in to use lowercase letters and uppercase letters separately in Java applications, we have to use the following conventions. What are the various conventions here we have to use there? Right, so now I'm going to give a list of conventions, try to understand it. First one is all Java classes names, abstract classes names, interfaces names, and enum names. What are these? Classes names, abstract classes names, interfaces names, then enum names. Must be started with uppercase letters, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. Must be started with uppercase letters, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. Observe carefully, I'm telling you. All Java classes names, abstract classes names, then interfaces names, and enum names must be started with an uppercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. And the subsequent symbols must also be what there? Uppercase letters. Examples I'm telling there, try to recognize this. Say for example, string is a class name. In Java, string is what there? A class. Where S must be uppercase letter. Where S is what there? Uppercase letter. Next one is string buffer. Sorry. String buffer is also a class. Where string buffer, two words are available. Each word must start with what there? Uppercase letter. So class names, abstract classes names, interfaces names, and enum names must be started with an uppercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. Every word must be started with uppercase letter. If you have multiple words in a class names there, every word must be started with the uppercase letter. Say for example, input stream reader. Input I capital, stream S capital, reader R capital. In that way, we are able to provide a particular convention for classes names, abstract classes names, interfaces names, and enum names. So, all of you are getting it or not? This is point number one. Next one, listen carefully. All Java variables names, all Java variables names must be started with a lowercase letter. All Java variables names must be started with what there? A lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols must be uppercase letters. What are these subsequent symbols actually? All Java variable names must be started with a lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols must be uppercase letters. First word, first symbol, lowercase letter. Second word onwards, every starting symbol must be an uppercase letter. First word, first symbol should be what there? Lowercase letter. Then second word onwards, every word must be started with what there? Uppercase letter. Right. Now here we have to understand some examples for this. Alright, sir. In one of the variable, out is another variable, ERR, all these are predefined variables in Java. Next one is page context variable, body content variable. If you want to prepare any user defined variables, for example, with the same the same convention, emp temp addr, emp started with e small, temporary t capital, addr a capital. Next one is after completion of this, permanent emp account. Alright, sir. Perm emp account, p small, e capital, and a capital. Like this, here we are able to provide what there, all the variables, normal variables. I'm telling you. Next one, after completion of this, the point number 3. That means convention number 3. Whatever the convention we have seen for variables, whatever the convention we have seen for the variables, same convention is available for Java methods. Same convention we can provide, we can use for what their Java methods. What is that convention actually? All Java method names must be started with a lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols, must be uppercase letters. Right, sir. The point is very much clear. All Java method names must be started with a lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols must be what their uppercase letter. Same, whatever the rule we have seen for methods, for variables, same here we have to see. First word must be started with a lowercase letter. Second word onwards, every word must be started with what there? An uppercase letter. See this one? Concat is a method actually. How many words are available? Only one word, where C must be small. Next one is for name method is available. For name, two words are available. In for name, Fs should be small and N must be what there? Uppercase letter. Next one is after that, get input stream method. In get input stream method, three words are available. In get, G should be small. In input, I must be uppercase letter. In a stream, S must be uppercase letter. In that way, we are able to use this particular rule. Everybody understand this point clearly, what I'm telling you? So here the point is what there, what is the point I'm telling there? All Java variables names and the methods names must be started with a lowercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must be what there? Uppercase letters. These are the two rules, two conventions, two elements rules are what there? Same. Next term. Let's observe this another point here. What is this another point here? Fourth point is like what I'm telling there. Observe carefully. All Java constant variables names, all Java constant variables names must be provided in uppercase letters. All the letters are uppercase. Must be provided in what their uppercase letters. All the Java constant variables. Constant variables are going to be declared with a static final actually. By using that keywords, we are able to declare them. But these constant variables names must be provided in uppercase letters. Examples, observe carefully. All right, sir. A few examples here we have to understand. Min priority is one of the constant variable. Min priority. Okay. Next one is after that norm priority. Then after that max priority. Observe carefully. All these are constant variables only, but all these constant names must be provided in uppercase letters. Next one, rule number 5. All Java package names, all Java package names must be provided in lowercase letters. All Java package names must be provided in what their lowercase letters. Some examples here we are going to see there. Java.io, Java.awt.event. Right, sir. Next one is Java x.servlet.jsp. Tag ext. So these are all what their package names. All the Java package names must be provided in what their lowercase letters. Right, sir. Now these are the 5 rules and regulations here we have to follow. That means naming conventions here. What is the point I'm telling here? Java naming conventions. First one is what there. Java is a case-sensitive programming language where in Java applications there is a separate recognition for lowercase letters and for what there uppercase letters. Small ABC not equals to capital ABC. To use lowercase letters and uppercase letters separately in Java applications, we have to use the following conventions. All Java classes names, abstract classes names, interfaces names, and enum names must be started with an uppercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. Examples are what there: string, string buffer, input stream reader, and so on. Next one. All Java variable names must be started with a lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols must be uppercase letters. In, out, ERR, page context, body content, EMP temporary address, and permanent EMP ACC account. Like this, we provided. All Java method names must be started with a lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols must be uppercase letters, same as variables convention. Concat, C must be small. For name, F is small and N is capital. Get input stream, G is small, I and S are what their uppercase letters. All Java constant variable names must be provided in uppercase letters. Min priority, norm priority, max priority. All Java package names must be provided in lowercase letters. Examples are like what there: java.io, java.awt.event, javax.servlet.jsp.tagext. Right. But here I'm giving one small note type of point here. Now try to observe this clearly. All of you observe carefully. All the above conventions are mandatory. All the above conventions are mandatory while writing predefined library. Java has prepared predefined library in this conventions only, with these conventions only. Whenever we are writing Java predefined library, predefined classes may be, predefined interfaces may be, predefined variables may be, predefined methods, predefined constants, or predefined package names, all predefined elements must follow, must have the same conventions. That's why these conventions are mandatory while writing predefined library, Java predefined library. Got it or not? Right, sir. These conventions are optional while writing user-defined library. These conventions are optional while writing what that user-defined library. User-defined library in the sense our own class, our own class, our own like interface, our own like what their variables, our own methods. Whenever we are writing, these conventions are not mandatory, optional, even we can violate. But what's the point I'm telling there? But these conventions are, conventions are suggestible. These conventions are suggestible even for user-defined library. User-defined library. These conventions are suggestible even for what their user-defined library. Right, sir. Answer my point clearly. These conventions are suggestible even for what their user-defined library. Java has given a culture. Why don't we follow the same culture while writing our own library? Understand it clearly. All right, sir. Then in general, what the mistake, what people are doing there? Of course, conceptual, I'm telling that these are mandatory for predefined library and these are optional for user-defined library. Yes, fact, it's okay. But the thing is what they're suggestible even for user-defined library. While writing our own library also, better to follow these conventions. These are the standards for writing Java programming. It is the best practice to follow these conventions in our user-defined classes. In general, what mistake you used to identify there? Class I want to write. In general, people are writing the classes now. Class test they are writing like this. In general, most of the people. Most of the people. Now, this is what their class name or not. But what is the convention we are having about these class names now? Should be started with what their uppercase letter or lowercase letter? Uppercase letter. Classes names must be started with what their uppercase letter. But what people are writing there now? Small test, small t. Of course, syntactically it is valid, but it is not good programming practice. What is good programming practice here? Now observe carefully. T, capital T if you provide now, then it will be good programming practice. Now this is what I am telling to you. Small t if you provide there, not suggestible. Right, sir. Same thing I am providing there. Class test uppercase letter here we provided, then it is a suggestible. Then it is what they're suggestible. Observe carefully what I am telling you. This is what they're suggestible here. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? This is clearly the point here I'm telling to you about this. Okay. Right, sir. After completion of all these points here, then what next one here? I'm telling there. Totally Java naming conventions part is completed there. Next, we have to go for, after completion of this, we have to understand Java programming format. Next topic, Java programming format. Almost all. In the introduction part, this is the last topic here we are going to understand. Java programming format. Not exactly the programming format here. If you want to write any Java program at minimal level, basic program, even I'm not going to talk too much programming here immediately, to write a Java program at basic level, at very, very basic level. Right, sir. At basic level, to write Java program at basic level, what we have to do there, we have to use the following format. What exactly the format here we have to use there? I'll give some format, try to understand it. Let me open Paint. Right, sir. Now this format contains overall 5 phases. 5 phases are available in this format. What are the 5 phases there? First one is what there? Comment section. First one is what there? Comment section. Next one is package section. Then after that, import section. Next one is classes or interfaces section. Classes or interfaces section. Next one is after that, main class section. These many phases are available. If you want to write any Java program at minimal level, basic level, this format is existed. Right, sir. Now, here the point is like what I'm telling to you. Here comment section is available. This is optional. This comment section is not mandatory. This is what they're optional. Similarly, package section is also be optional. Import section is also be optional. Classes or interfaces section is also be optional. Main class section is what they're mandatory. Main class section is what there? It's a mandatory. Everybody understand this clearly. Main class section is what there? Mandatory. Is clear? All of you know? All right, sir. Now observe carefully. This is the format here we are following. Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section, main class section. Right. Next one is what there after completion of this. Here we have to understand comment section clearly. What is this comment section? What we are able to do with this comment section? Here we have to understand. This is point number 1, comment section. Observe carefully. One point I'm telling to all of you, try to recognize this. In general, in a real-time application development, before starting our code, before writing our code, it is a convention, it's a minimum convention to provide some details about our code in the Java program. Understand my point here, what I'm telling you. See, for example, I have a requirement and you join with a company, your team lead might be given one task to you. You have to complete the task. But before going to start our coding part, before starting our coding part, it's a minimum thing to write some description about our code. What I'm going to implement, what we are going to implement. Understand my point here? What exactly the details of the respective client? team information or module information, project details, at least some basic awareness, basic details we have to provide before starting our code. To provide these details, we have to use comment section where we have to use comments. Guys, all of you understand this clearly? What I'm telling to you know? In general, in Java application development, it is convention to provide some details about the implementation just before starting a code, before starting coding, before writing the code. Okay, where the description includes, other name in the sense developer name, which developer is providing this code. Of course, maybe at present you are the developer. After 6 months of time, if you leave the company, some other developer will come to your chair. That some other developer has to continue your implementation part, where he has to understand who has implemented this and for what purpose it was implemented and all. So that's why developer name, comma, objective, for what purpose you are writing this code. What is the requirement of writing this code? Objective. Next one is module details. Next one is what there? Project details. In which project, in which module we are writing this code. And so on and so on and so on. All these details here we have to provide. Right, so the point is what there? To provide all the above details, we have to use comment section. We have to use what section here? Comment section. We have to use comment section where we have to use comments. We have to use comment section where we have to use what their comments. Right, sir. Then immediately we have a question. What is this comment? What is the meaning of the comment? I'm giving clarity now. Try to understand it. No, comment is a non-executable part in a Java programming. Non-executable part in Java program. Comment is what there? Unexecutable part or non-executable part in a Java program. JVM will not execute that code. Compiler will not compile that code. Okay, this is called as what there? A comment. All right, sir. Next one is after that, how many types of comments are available in Java? If you observe this point here, there are 3 types of comments in Java. How many types of comments are available in Java? There are 3 types of comments in Java. What are the 3 types of comments here? First one is single line comment. First one is what there? Single line comment. Second one is multi-line comment. Third one is documentation comment. Overall, 3 types of comments are available in Java. What are the 3 types of comments here? First one is what there? Single line comment. Second one is what there? Multi-line comment. Next one is what there? Documentation comment. Overall, these are the 3 types of comments which are available in Java. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it? Not right. Now we have to understand one by one clearly. First, we have to see single line comment. Single line comment. What exactly the meaning of single line comment? Name itself is giving clarity for us. What is that name? Can know? It allows the complete description. Description is nothing but data only. It allows the complete description in a single line. It allows the complete description in what there? Single line. How much data we want to provide? We can provide within a single line. The total description we can provide in a single line. What is the syntax of this one? To forward slashes, then here we have to write what there? Some description. Two forward slashes is a comment there, we can write what there? Some description. This is like what I'm telling there, a single line comment. Let's see this one example here I'm telling to you so that you can understand it clearly. Say for example, I want to take what there, class math, class math, something else. I'm going to write something else. That doesn't matter for me. Then inside this, then what I'm telling there, here I want to write something about this class. Of course, some elements are available. Some programming content is available. That doesn't matter now. But about this class, I want to give a one-line data, some description. What is the description here? I want to provide one-line data here. All of you observe carefully. It represents all mathematical operations. It represents what they're all mathematical operations. That's it. My requirement is what there about class math. I want to give some information about class math. I want to give some information. One line data. Simple comment. What's the comment here? It represents all mathematical operations. Finish. Not only for the sake of classes here, for any variable, for any method. If you want to give one line information, then we can use that single line comment in our Java applications. Right. Let's come for this next one here. After that, multi-line comment. Second one is what there? Multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. What is this multi-line comment here? The name itself is giving clarity. It allows the complete description in more than one line. It allows the complete description. It allows the complete description in more than one line. All of you get my point or not? It allows the complete description in more than one line. All right, so then what is the syntax of this one? Observe carefully. Slash star, that is the starting point of the comment. There we can write any number of intersections. Any number of intersections here we can write. At the end a star slash. In between slash star and a star slash, what we provided, that is a comment only. Multi-line comment, we can write in more than one line. We can write in what there? More than one line. Say for example code I am telling there. Now try to understand it clearly. Say for example, class math. Inside this class math, I want to take a few methods here I want to take. One method here I want to take. What method here I want to take there? Public int add int first val comma int s val. Then inside this, some code is available. And finally here, what we provided here, return fval plus sval semicolon. Finally, we close it. I want to give some details about this add method. Some details here I want to provide about that. What their add method. Now, okay, what details here I want to provide there? Observe carefully. Now, the details are including like what there. First one is what there? Name of the method. Method name. Now we can specify like what there? Add is a method name. Next one is after this method name, a return type of the method. What is the return type of the method? You know, it should be like what there? Int. Next one is what there? Parameters. Parameters of the method. Two parameters are available. What are the two parameters? No, fval, sval. Like this, we can provide any data. We can provide what there? Any data. Observe carefully. We can provide any data. Any number of lines of data here we can provide. Now it is available more than one line or not? It's providing like what there? More than one line. That's it, guys. Now in that way, if you want to provide the comment or the description in more than one line, there we can use this particular content. Clear to all of you know? Up to know? All right, sir. Guys, now all of you now tell me how many types of comments are available in Java? Three types of comments. What are the three types of comments? No, single line comment, multi-line comment. Then what is the next one? No, documentation comment. What is the single line comment? No, it allows the description completely in a single line. What is this multi-line comment here? It allows the complete description in more than one line. Right. So syntax is already given that. Just it is only representation point of view. The comments are for the sake of the developers understanding, not for the sake of programming. The programming compiler JVM won't do anything with our comments now, just for the sake of our benefit, for the sake of our understanding. After 1 year, I want to open the program. There, I want to get some basic details about my program there. Their comments are very much useful for us. Right. Then finally, what next one here? Third type of comment here. That is like what there? Documentation comment. Documentation comment. Observe carefully. What is this documentation comment actually? Right, sir. Name itself is giving clarity. It allows the complete description in more than one page. More than one page. Not like single line, not like multi lines. In more than one page. If you want to provide description, there we are using what there? Documentation comments. Right. What is the syntax of this documentation comment here? Observe carefully. Syntax I'm telling here. Slash double star we have to write. Previously slash star, single star, but now it is what there? Slash double star. Now inside this, what I am telling there, every line of description we have to start with a star. Every description we must provide with what there? Star. Like this, any number of lines here we can write. Any number of in a sections here we can write there. Now here, what we are able to provide there here, star, right? Then star slash. So here lines in the sense these lines are what there and so on. The meaning is what there and so on. So many. Every line must be started with what there? Star. Every line must be started with what there? Star. In that way here we are able to provide the documentation comment syntax here now. Okay, nice. Any example here we are able to provide in the sense. Let me go for next point. After that we are able to see some example clearly. In general, we will use documentation comments. In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare API documentation. To prepare what's that? API documentation for the applications. To prepare API documentation for what their applications. All of you observe carefully. In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare what their API documentation for the applications. Now, here I got a question. What is this API documentation? What is the meaning of API documentation? First of all, what is this API? API. What is this API? API in the sense application programming interface. Application programming interface. What is this documentation actually? Nothing, sir. Very simple. Try to understand it. No. It is a document in the form of a text file or a doc file or docx file or a doc or docx file or a PDF file or an HTML file. It may be anything. Answer my point here. Documentation comment is what there. It is a document in the form of a text file or a doc or a docx file or a PDF file or a PDF file or an HTML file and so on. What it able to provide there? It able to provide some description about all the programming elements which we have used in our Java application. Observe carefully what I am telling to you. Everybody must understand this. What is this API documentation there? API in the sense application programming interface documentation. It's a document in the form of a text file or a doc or a docx file or a PDF file or an HTML file and so on. It may be anything. It is able to provide some description about all the programming elements which we have used in our Java applications, where the Java programming elements where the Java programming elements may be variables, methods, constructors, classes, abstract classes, interfaces, enums, and so on. About variables, about methods, about classes, about interfaces, if you want to know, then we should open API documentation. Everybody, understand my point here? I prepared a program. For example, I have an application. For this application, I want to have a document. Inside my application, what classes I have used, then what is the purpose of that class? What is the need of it? What variables I have used? What is the purpose of that variable? What is the need of it? I want to provide some total description about a particular program. If you want to get the total description of a particular program, the total information of a particular program, or maybe about the programming elements, there we have to go for what there? API documentation. Yes, sir. Are you getting my point or not? All right, sir. Now tell me, Java is a software or not? Java has some predefined library or not? Java has some predefined library or not? Inside this predefined library, predefined classes, interfaces, and so on, all the things are exist or not? Observe carefully. So about that classes, interfaces, and variables methods for predefined library, Java has provided some documentation. Java has provided what there? Some documentation. Observe carefully. So now Java has provided documentation for Java predefined library. Java has provided documentation for Java predefined library. Where it was provided here, how it was provided here, just nothing. Just we can go to the Google, there we can check for it. Just Google it. Now I want to open Java 8 documentation. Java 8 documentation, API documentation. Simply we can see that Java 8 API documentation. Right. Simply speaking, Java documentation, that's sufficient. Right, sir. Not this one. 1 minute. Right, sir. This is a API documentation. Observe carefully. These are packages. Packages contain some classes. No, what classes are available here? This area is for description. In that way, we are having the documentation, total Java documentation. Observe carefully, guys. All of you know. For example, I want to select a java.lang package. Inside this lang, what are the class and interface are available? All of them are appeared here. Inside this, I want to go for a class. What class can I want to open there? String is a class in Java. String class I want to open. Click on it. Here we are getting the total string information, total string data. Now, what data here we are getting there? Implements serializable, comparable, char. String class represents character strings. All string literals in Java programs such as ABC are implemented as instances of this class. Something else, some information there. Inside the string class, variables. What variable is available? Case insensitive order, one variable is available. It is in a capital letters. Please observe this, no? Uppercase letters. So what is the meaning of it here? Constant variable. It's like what there? A constant variable declared with what there? Static. Constructors are available. String like this, number of constructors. After these constructors, what next one here? Methods are available. Char 8, code point 8, code point, something else, compare to, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So many methods are available. Every method information is available, guys. Every method information is available. Last index of return the index within the string of the last occurrence of the specified character. Last index of. Okay, like this here we are getting. Right, sir? Like this. Length returns the length of the string. Matches some regular expression, something else. Overall, too much content is available here. Not only that, if you want to get any class from the thread is a class there. Thread class information here we are able to get. All right, sir. Implements runnable. Next one is thread class. A thread is a thread of execution in a program. Java Virtual Machine allows an application to have multiple threads of executing running concurrently, like this. Inside the thread class, how to prepare this one? That implementation is provided here. Next one after that, nested classes, inner classes there. Thread.state, thread. Uncaught exception handler, something else. Field information, variables details here. Variables details there. Then what next one here? Max priority, min priority, norm priority. Constructors details, thread of like this. So many. Now here, active count, methods. All these are methods here. Min priority, norm priority, some constant variables you might be seeing. All these are constant variables. They are in what? Their uppercase letters. This is Java predefined library. The total data we are getting about this library or not? The total description we are getting about this library or not? This is what exactly the Java library here we are able to get. That means a library in the sense what I am telling to you clearly. Uh, API documentation here we are getting. For this particular one, we are getting what there? API documentation. Java has provided documentation for the Java predefined library. Java predefined library. We can see or we can get that API documentation with the following link. That's even I'm giving that link also. Now try to recognize this. Okay. Now this is the link here. We can understand through this link we can get what there Java API. Then which version of Java API we are getting there? 8th version here. Now at present maybe 19th version is available. Java 19th version data here we are able to get. That's it. This is what is the point here I'm telling there after completion of this. All right, sir. Now API documentation, that basic awareness here I given that. But one more point I'm telling to you, try to observe this point here, all of you know. This is predefined library API documentation. For example, I have a program. I have a program. About my program, I want to prepare API documentation. So I have to use documentation comments. To prepare API documentation about my program, there I have to use what there? Documentation comments. Observe carefully. To prepare API documentation to our program, our application, if we use documentation comments, then it will take a lot of time. Not suggestible. It is not suggestible. It is not suggestible to use documentation comments. Understand my point here? What is the problem with this documentation comments? No, to prepare API documentation to our application, if we use documentation comments, then it will take a lot of time. It is not suggestible to use documentation comments. I'm telling one more point here. Observe carefully. In the above context, to simplify API documentation, creation, in the above context, to simplify API documentation creation for our Java application, we have to use a predefined tool in the form of what is the tool here? No, Java doc. What is the tool here we have to use there? Java doc. Sir, get my point or not? There we have to use what there? A predefined tool. That predefined tool is what there? Java doc. Got it or not? Right. But how to use this Java doc tool? By using Java doc tool, what we are able to get? I'll give more clarity. All right, sir. Observe carefully. Java doc command is a command basically in the form of Java doc command. Okay. Java doc command is able to prepare API documentation for our code, for our application in the form of HTML files. In the form of what there? HTML files. Java doc command is able to prepare API documentation for our application in the form of what their HTML files. Right, sir. Then we have to go for an example. How to prepare API documentation for our code. I will show clearly that example here. Through that we are able to understand some point clearly. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. Time is almost all sufficient. Even if I start example, it may not be complete within the time here. So then tomorrow I will show the total point here. Tomorrow I will show this point here. Um, Tomorrow we'll see the total one example for preparing API documentation. After completion of this, some few more topics we are going to continue tomorrow. Right, sir. Now just take some break and come back for 6 o'clock class. Then we are going to understand the continuation of the 6 o'clock class, right? Right, sir. Have some break and come back. Just 10 minutes break, just take, then come back here. I'll start 6 o'clock class. Thank you.